Sakura is genuinely concerned for Naruto. Why did they change this? I don't.
Damn. So low-key, the anime set up Sakura to become hated. The anime gives Sakura false propaganda to have everybody dislike Sakura. I mean, it's not the only reason why people hate Sakura, but it's one of it. And damn, she wasn't even hating in the manga. Why'd they add that, bro? That's crazy. All right, we're gonna be reacting to the most overhated characters of all time by my guy Olama-sama. No cap, I should definitely get him in the court.
Feeling is typically directed towards someone or something, whether it be hate of a certain food or hate of a certain person. Depending on your perspective, such an intense vibe to an extent. However, it is hard to justify going overboard with your distaste for specific people. In my opinion, there's a limit to the amount of hate one should receive, and usually this line doesn't get crossed. But when it comes to media, there are certain characters that receive hate that surpasses what one
bro,
may
what's good, Michael?
Usually, most authors don't want one of their main
bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I know he's gonna talk about Sakura. Sakura does not deserve no hate, bro. And let me tell y'all why. In the war arc, she was putting in work. Everybody was talking about how she wasn't on like Naruto or Sasuke's timing in the war arc combat-wise. Nigga, she was healing everybody. Like, y'all underestimate it. If y'all don't see somebody like throw hands, like make large blasts, y'all think they suck. That does not mean they suck. First of all, she's super strong. She's She-Hulk, and she can heal. You know what I'm saying? If you're in battle, you get a kunai through your rib, who's gonna help you? Her. You know what I'm saying? She's buns until you get flame on your neck and you're paralyzed and she gotta heal you. Now all of a sudden she's smooth. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what like, you lose your leg, you can't walk, but because she's there and she's the best medic, now you're able to walk again.
Unintentionally receive a disproportionate amount of hate compared to the rest of the cast. Certain circumstances, lack of context, or detached perspectives are some of the many reasons why these characters get so much flack, even when their actions are reasonable. And you know, it's just not right. Someone needs to defend these fictional characters from the haters who try to slander their name to the ground every single day. So in today's video, I'm gonna have to represent some of these characters and do my best to clear their name. That's right, it's time for Olama-sama Ace Attorney. And we're gonna go through some of these cases and see if they have good reasoning to stand on. And for case number 1, we have
snatches the mod pad off my shit.
Chi-Chi is a character from the
deserves the hate too, but I'm gonna let him cook.
The main character Goku.
I'm gonna go back to editing my vid now. Alright, bet. Appreciate you, Butter, for popping out.
The princess herself. Besides newer characters like Caulifla or Ribrianne, Chi-Chi seems to be one of the few characters from OG Dragon Ball that gets a lot of flack. Many fans seem to have similar opinions by saying, "Bro, I'm telling you, Chi-Chi is so annoying. I really do not like her."
With Google Play Games, you can play unlocked.
To prove this point, I wanted to look through some examples. For our first example, we can look at Chi-Chi not wanting Gohan to go to Namek to find the Dragon Balls to resurrect Piccolo.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm gonna work on my diss track. Diss track on who? Who's your ops nerf? I mean, that boy nerfed the ops.
Piccolo started to bond in the Saiyan saga. But as far as Chi-Chi knows, Piccolo has kidnapped Gohan, almost killed Goku, and actually did kill Goku. Not to mention the fact that Gohan is like 4 or 5 years old and wants to go to a planet that's light years away with Krillin, Bulma, and Goku when he arrives. Mind you, she has no idea what's going on out there, and neither does Gohan. For all we know, there's some evil space emperor that's willing to murk anyone.
She has no idea what's going on. Yes, the hell she does, because she's one of those people who's gonna ask mad questions to make sure she knows what's going on. She knew exactly what was going on. This man Gohan had to save the Earth. If Gohan doesn't save the Earth, there's no school, there's no family, there's no crib, and there's no her. She was bugging, bro. What's good, Playmate Leak? Void Anime, OG Dragon Ball is so mid. What? Yo, Maz ban him. Ban Void Anime dot in my chat. He just said OG Dragon Ball is mid. Mods ban him. Ban him. Don't actually ban him. Go Bucket. Have you played Dispatch?
Like
nah, I haven't played Dispatch. I watched Zeph play it though. He was choosing some very questionable decisions.
To look at is when Chi-Chi was mad at Gohan when he became a Super Saiyan. This instance might be more understandable to people, as some of y'all know that blonde hair is a standout feature in Japan and can be seen as a sign of delinquency in Japanese culture. So when Gohan pulls up with blonde hair, she's crying because she thinks he's starting to transform into some thug.
I don't give a damn. You wanna know why? Because the blonde hair is him tapping into his Saiyan roots. You know what I'm saying? It's because I get what he's saying in Japanese culture. It's like a sign of delinquency. But she got to understand, my nigga Gohan's a Saiyan. He's not no regular delinquent. He's not no regular thug. He's tapped into the DNA that allows him to save the world. She should have been known that, bro.
An analogy, imagine your
No
significant
excuse.
other comes home with your child and they both got a bunch of Lil Wayne face tattoos. You're gonna start tweaking, and I'd say you're justified in doing so. Also, Gohan becoming a Super
Nah,
Saiyan,
it's different.
a combat and
That's different. Tattoos aren't natural. Some Lil Wayne tattoos aren't natural. That is natural. That's him tapping into greatness, right? Lil Wayne face tattoos are not greatness. With all due respect.
transformation leads into my next point. A lot of the people who dislike Chi-Chi seem to refer
I just
to
came
the
to say
times
that
she
Bucket
was
has a
bit
huge
overbearing
hot
when Gohan
dog.
to study and go to a
Like,
good
bro,
school
y'all really
fighting.
come into my
Well,
chat
let me
and
say
say
that in a
stuff
different
like
way.
that. Hey,
Some people
yo.
don't like that Chi-Chi, a mother, wants her son to study and get into a good school rather than fighting planet-busting aliens. Now, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of parents probably have this thought process, or at least something close to it. I'm pretty sure most parents don't want their kids fighting all the time and or would want their kids to get a good education. It seems like a pretty
That don't
obvious
matter.
choice to me if I were a parent.
All that
She
don't
has
matter.
witnessed
Appreciate you. The
multiple
fire
times
is not
how
hot
Biden
for
has
a
gotten her
follow.
husband murked,
I
and
found
it
the
was out
Twitch.
of her
Appreciate
control
you.
both times. The logical mindset would be to prevent that same path happening to your son despite whatever potential he has. This argument is also kind of helped by the fact that Gohan—
That's not logical, because if he doesn't help the world's gone. Any counter argument you could make, I can just counter it with saying that the world would have been gone if it wasn't for Gohan. What's better, him not fighting and the world being gone, or him fighting and the world still being there, and him going back to school after the world is saved? Chi-Chi's chips, bro.
ended up enjoying being a bookworm anyways when he was older. Now, if you believe that Chi-Chi was putting too much pressure on Gohan when it comes to school, a new discussion can arise, and now there can be cause to hate on her character. Even the outbursts that people hate on Chi-Chi for are completely reasonable, or at least make sense as to why they happen. And for this portion, I really want to hammer home the point by showing this in real life, because let's be real, it's a lot easier to see and comprehend how an interaction works when you see it in person. So here's the reenacted context that led up to one of Chi-Chi's outbursts. Dang. When is Goku coming back? I'm back, everyone. Shoot. Yo, hey Goku. I just started cooking dinner, so it's gonna be a little bit till it's ready, okay? It was a crazy training session we had today. I gotta take off my clothes right now. They're so dirty, it's not even
Wait,
funny.
are you gonna do this in the living room?
Hey Chi-Chi, could you wash these for me? Ah, man, I love you, Chi-Chi. You're the best wife anyone could ever ask for.
I boss Killer Will and still win. What?
Not lying.
You're gonna have to get them washed, right?
Should I just give them to mom?
Yeah, let's give them to your mom.
Bet.
Come on, Gohan, let's take a nice bath together. Nah, you must be tripping. You think I'm gonna be cooking food for you and washing these dirty clothes that you throwing? You guys know how the rest goes. This was something that actually happened in the series, by the way. It's obviously not a one-to-one, but it's basically the same thing. It may come off as annoying and short-tempered, but this interaction is something that I understand someone getting mad about. But you know, I mean,
that's fair. I won't argue against that. That's fair. That don't mean Chi-Chi's not a bastard, though. Y'all think I'm lying, but you're not fooled in Killua, bro. Killua is absolutely frying you, bro. He's gonna fry you without even trying to fry you, bro. He's gonna fry you before he realized he fried you, bro.
understand some of the reasons as to why some people hate on Chi-Chi. One thing that we should acknowledge is that
Yo, what's good, White?
It's about fighting, getting stronger, adventures, along with a plethora of other shonen elements. So when you watch Dragon Ball, you want to see your favorite characters get the chance to fight and push their limits. You don't want someone to hinder that or prevent it from happening. It's also possible that Chi-Chi reminds some of y'all about your parents and guardians nagging you about certain things. To sum it up, Chi-Chi gets all this hate.
Pain and torment I go through just because I want the best for my little boy.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yes, she can have an annoying tone, but her actions are very realistic, and I bet that a lot of your parents would have somewhat similar ideals. As I grew up more and more, I really started to realize that Chi-Chi wasn't tweaking most of the time, and if you're still a bit young, you may see something similar when you grow up. So I think we can call this a closed case. Let's move on to
Nah, it's not a closed case. That shit is not a closed case. He did not solve nothing. She's still a bastard. I love Goku as a main character, but if it switched to Gohan, I would not be mad. I feel like Goku's personality is better for a main character than Gohan.
Law. Kid also boasts one of the highest bounties in the entire series at 3 billion berries, as he was a major contributor to the defeat.
See, this is fair. This is fair. Kid is definitely overhated, bro.
A Big Mom and Emperor.
He does not deserve all that hate,
a lot
bro.
of slander and flack by fans for things he simply cannot control. It's to the point that some people just don't even appreciate his character. As we all know, Kid has the same dream as other characters like Luffy and Blackbeard, and that is to become the Pirate King. The difference between Kid and them is that Luffy is the main character.
Cell Saga
we know
Gohan
that
was
man
the
will be
coldest.
getting any
Every
type of
after
mentoring
was
and
crazy
training he
work.
needs to get stronger. And Blackbeard clearly set up
Nah,
to be
Cell
one
Saga
of the final
Gohan was
antagonists
definitely
of the
coldest.
series. So his strength will rise as it is needed to achieve that goal. But Kid is a side character, so we know dang well that he is not getting that same treatment. So he's gonna be going through his journey to become Pirate King blindly.
Bro, Kid is goated, but I definitely seen bro use Conqueror's Hockey on fodder. And fodder did not knock out, bro. They fell to the ground and got right back up. Actually, no, they didn't even fall. They hit a this. And fought back again. Like, that was bad. Hold on, let me try to pull it up. Love your 7 Deadly Sins arc video. Appreciate you. Or Soul Society arc, my bad. Appreciate you. Bro, he grabbed his head. Used hockey. He didn't even knock out. Bro. That is not no damn conqueror's hockey, bro. Who did he conquer? All right, my lighting's bad. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Who did he conquer? He ain't conquer nothing. That conqueror's hockey arm, bro, was literally just a minor inconvenience, bro. He said he had it was all good, bro. And look at Luffy's conqueror's hockey. You might as well just not give him conqueror's hockey at that point, bro. That was actually kind of bad. That was actually really bad, actually. Bro, compare that to this, bro. That man Luffy used conqueror's hockey, knocked down 50,000 fishmen. All them fishmen, all them thugs, knocked them out, bro. Kid's conqueror's hockey, Bro, Kid, not gonna lie, Kid deserves the hate, bro. That's actually pitiful, bro. That it would have been better if he just didn't have it at all at that point, bro.
Intricacies and systems in the One Piece world are not made clear to him, so he's forced to learn them by himself. Imagine trying to learn calculus by yourself without learning any algebra beforehand. You finna be lost trying to wrap your head around.
That is true, though. Luffy had a whole teacher for it, and Kid didn't have a teacher at all. That's actually kind of fair. Luffy solos, facts. That's actually low-key fair, though, because Luffy had one of the strongest pirates to ever exist in the show, in Rayleigh, to teach it. All Kid had was just, I guess. So I guess that's fair. You know what? He makes a good point. Maybe Kid isn't actually a fraud. Maybe I'm just hard on bro. Maybe I'm hard on Eustass. Maybe I'm hard on Made in Korea.
A derivative. Another thing that should be addressed is Kid getting one shot by he who shan't be named. And I may be this guy's representative, but I won't lie. This did almost irreparable damage to Kid's reputation. He was the one who picked the fight with Shanks. He got humbled. Let's move on. But I don't think it's that simple. Let's walk and look at everything that happened. Kid was about to use his strongest attack that Shanks saw would destroy a fleet of his ships. We also know that this is the same blast that Kid used against Big Mom to finish her off in their battle. So now that we've established how strong this attack is, when he who shan't be named hit Kid with a divine departure, the attack Kid was
he who shall not be named. That man Shanks is so tough. Niggas can't even say his name. That's so crazy. Eustass Kid got cooked. He did get cooked, bro. Luffy so goated, just like Bucket. They look at the same person for real. See, that's what I be saying, bro. But people just think I'm lying, bro. But you know, though. So I rock with you. The fire is not hot 101. See, you know ball. A lot of people out here, bro, they don't know ball for real, bro. But you know ball, bro.
Charging up,
you know ball, bro.
As well. This caused Kid's crew to get hit with 2 insanely strong attacks, which explains him going down in one hit. Another thing people criticize Kid's character for is the way he uses his devil fruit powers and hockey ineffectively, which is valid to a certain point. People think that he can and should be stronger since his fruit revolves around magnetism. We've seen other characters like Magneto go crazy with magnetism, and all we've seen Kid do is make mechs. But as we all know, devil fruits are extremely hard to use to their utmost potential. There's no instruction manual on them, so the user kind of just has to wing it and use it in their own way. So Kid using his fruit to make mini mechs are just what he's been able to discover with his abilities. And as for hockey, Kid might not even know he has Conqueror's hockey, so he really is just ignorant about a lot of things.
Not gonna lie, that's fair. His Chi-Chi point was horrible. I'm not giving him no points for that. I am not jacking that. But for Eustass, that's fair. That's actually fair. You win Luffy bucket, you're more tough and a bigger goat. It's not Glaze if it's true. I appreciate it, but Luffy's kind of a goat. Like, you can call me a goat, but Luffy's definitely like a goat for real. But I do appreciate it though.
An RPG or really any game without
That's
any
fair,
prior
yeah.
knowledge, you'd likely have a similar
I agree with this point,
Aside
not the Chi-Chi
personality
point.
and other character traits, a lot of the reasons people hate on Kid are usually things that are out of his control. It just becomes irrational at a certain point. If we're being honest, Kid is one of the few realistic depictions of what someone can do in the One Piece world with all the knowledge that we see Luffy and his crew get. With that being said, I think we can close this case. Dang, another case closed. Shoot, I'm good at this stuff. Anyways,
No,
if you're new and
your
enjoying
Chi-Chi
my
point was
premier
horrible.
attorney abilities, you might as well subscribe. And also, sit back, because the next character we're gonna get into is fairly interesting to say the least.
Sakura's overhated. I agree with that. I don't even gotta watch his whole Sakura part because I agree, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. Y'all glazing Bucket right now. Luffy is way tougher than Bucket by far. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Luffy's Loki that guy, bro. Luffy is that guy. Kid and Luffy having the same bounty as criminal. It is, but it makes sense because the government doesn't want people to be like, oh shoot, why are they gassing Luffy so much? Although, I mean, he did defeat Kaido, so low-key they shouldn't even be asking that. But Sakura hates too funny to stop. And not gonna lie, bro, like in some videos, I think in the past, I was hating on Sakura. Not gonna lie, I don't hate Sakura. I was trolling, bro. I was just trolling for the content, bro.
Popular
Sakura is
or
that smooth.
unpopular character from Naruto. She's a member of Team 7 and is the best medical ninja in the Leaf Village. Now, Sakura is a very special case as her actions in the anime can be pretty annoying. There's no justifiable reason as to why she's doing some of these things. Couple this with the fact that Sakura doesn't really have many moments in the anime of her doing relevant.
You wanna know who I low-key kind of dislike, bro? Nami. Like, I'm rewatching One Piece right now, bro. She just tweaks for no reason, bro. She's always pause, bro. Pause. What I said that was pause. Maybe someone else said it, I don't know. But, bro, she be always yelling, hitting everybody for no reason, bro. Like, just relax, bro. Relax, shorty, chill, shorty. Nami does not be chilling, bro. I low-key got beef for her.
Things, and you start to see why many fans dislike a character or just think she's useless. However, I did say that this was a particularly special case and was very
Nami,
careful
yes.
on my wording.
Yes.
Sakura in the anime is a
Nami
victim
be getting
of
me
the
tight, bro.
animation studio, in this case Studio Pyrot or Pyro, I don't know how to say it, taking certain liberties for the anime. This means that they alter some of the source material at times, a lot of the times including unnecessary changes. And seriously, there are a lot more than you think, and some of these moments are key to why some fans don't like this character. For example, a lot of the scenes we see of Sakura hitting Naruto are just filler scenes that the anime added. I promise y'all, this is one of the big reasons why people be hating on Sakura. Then there's the fact that Sakura is also just not that mean to Naruto in the manga. Like this scene, for example. Sakura is laughing because she sees that Naruto is stressed out from taking a written test. I think we can all agree that's pretty effed up. You laughing because your own squad mate is not on this test. But guess what? This never happened in the manga at all. Crazy. Sakura is genuinely concerned for Naruto. Why did they change this? I don't.
Damn. So low-key, the anime set up Sakura to become hated. The anime gives Sakura false propaganda to have everybody dislike Sakura. I mean, it's not the only reason why people hate Sakura, but it's one of it. And damn, she wasn't even hating in the manga. Why'd they add that, bro? That's crazy. Bro, I never want no anime to give me no PR, bro. They gonna make me look like Draymond Green. Bucket, who's better, Nami or Sakura? That's a good question because they're both low-key the same girl that's in a different show. I say Nami is better because I'm biased because Nami's a Straw Hat. But Nami does piss me off indeed. I hate Sakura. I don't like Sakura. That's fair.
No, we also need to acknowledge that the studio added unnecessary dialogue that makes Sakura seem more useless and dumber than she is. Like here in the anime, she's talking about whether she'd save either Naruto or Sasuke, when in the manga, she's determined to save both. One just looks like someone who's conflicted between saving friends, while the other wants to save both no matter what, even if she isn't the strongest. They also just cut out some of the scenes where Sakura is helping Naruto or Sasuke in battle. We should all know how much of an effect that has on the viewer. If I
That's
never
actually
see someone
crazy.
contribute in battle, I'm going to assume that their value is not very high when it comes to combat. Another major part that the studio
like I was saying earlier, bro, her not being super tough in battle is not her being useless because she's cold with the medical jutsu. She's tough with the med kit. She got all the chug jugs. What are we complaining about? After you win your fight, you know what I'm saying? You get your ass beat a little bit, but you still kind of win. She's there with the chug jugs and the slurp juices to revive you. Why are we hating? When do we ever hate on the medic? That's what I'm saying, bro.
left out was the development between Sasuke and Sakura romantically. Now for me personally, in the anime, it felt like the relationship was a bit rushed. It made sense, but the execution just felt a bit off. Come to my knowledge that in the manga, there were actually multiple scenes of these two sharing mutual feelings towards each other. Even something as little as
really?
There were actually but the come to my
Lama-sama opening up my mind in y'all's minds too, maybe?
my knowledge that in the manga, there
Okay, in the manga.
were actually multiple
Oh wow, he was blushing a little bit?
scenes of these two sharing mutual feelings towards each
Whoa, they ain't showing nothing like this in the show. You mean Sasuke didn't actually genuinely dislike Sakura with every fiber in his being? Really? Bro, because it seemed he was bothered by her existence every single time she popped up, bro. I was convinced that nigga hated Sakura with every fiber, bro. That's actually crazy. What studio did Naruto? It was like Pierre. Alright, that's kind of crazy. Naruto. Who anime? I just had the Naruto to try to find it. Yo, what is wrong with me? Who anime? Studio Pierrot gave Sakura the worst PR. I never want Studio Pierrot to represent anybody ever, bro. The worst PR. Did her grizz for no reason.
each other. Even something as little as the two blushing makes the relationship seem more mutual than one-sided.
Like, this is crazy to me. This Sasuke blushing at her, nigga? Her? That's crazy.
All you see in the anime is Sakura glazing Sasuke every other second and Sasuke basically pushing her away. Like, no, like seriously, let me drop the lawyer act real quick. Personally, I'm not a manga fanatic and typically prefer watching the anime. However, I really hope y'all see that the anime can be drastically different from the author's original intentions. I really do feel that a character like Sakura would be looked at way differently if the adaptation was better. Anyways,
Not facts.
So as you can
Did her horribly. Did her whole PR horribly.
clearly see, a bulk of the hate that Sakura gets is from the animation studio doing a complete injustice to some of her better moments in the manga. If the anime
Sasuke got Riz though. Sasuke has no Riz, bro. He just aura farms the whole show and shit just works.
That being said, I think
He got
I
no
can say we have
Riz.
closed yet another case.
Okay, so basically he closed the Sakura case. I agree with him on Sakura. I agree with him on Kid. I can't give him Chi-Chi though. Hell no. Absolutely not. I can't give him Chi-Chi. Not a single bit, bro. I cannot give him Chi-Chi, bro. Chi-Chi was crying and complaining that her son was saving the whole world, and like, yeah, you don't want your son to fight, but your son gotta fight, or you're gone. I can't give bro that for Chi-Chi, but everybody else, he got that.
I really want to hate on a character. Go hate on that bum Kiba. He don't even do nothing. You know what? My bad. Let's move on to the final case of the day.
Oh, there's one more? Yamcha.
The last case
Okay,
I wanted to
interesting.
briefly tackle is Yamcha.
Let him
We all
cook.
know about Yamcha and how he's the most memed character in all of Dragon Ball. Even the series makes references to Yamcha getting baked. It's no secret. So what's the problem here? Yamcha doesn't truly get hate and vitriol thrown his way, so why is he even
Sasuke
here?
only
I
got
decided
Riz
to
for
bring up
Naruto?
Yamcha's case because I think the meme has gone so far
I
that
just
people don't
farted.
even remember what happened in that fight. So let's run through his infamous battle with the
Cooked.
Cybermen real quick because I think it should be enjoyable.
I'ma hear him
and
out for
ironic.
Yamcha.
So the fight starts and Yamcha seems to be the better fighter and well prepared for this. He gets thrown into the air, but he uses the sun as an advantage to start his offense. Yamcha then blitzes the Cyberman and hits it with a Kamehameha to seemingly defeat it. Then after
Okay.
boasting about his victory, the Cyberman then sneaks Yamcha and attaches itself to him and blows up. Thus, the meme is created. The problem isn't that Yamcha gets memed on or that people make fun of his death. That part really doesn't matter. It's the fact that people see this image and think Yamcha just got murked with no difficulty whatsoever, which you can't tell me that some people don't believe. A lot of people probably forgot that he got snuck in the first place, and I've ran with this notion of Yamcha being some bum that got
I mean, but like, why he get snuck though? You know what I'm saying? Why did he let his guard down? Who did he think he was to let his guard down and think shit would be sweet afterwards? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, bro. Like you can't defend him. You can't act like, oh, he got snuck. I mean, keep your guard up. The ops ain't finished yet. That's his fault. That meme was definitely deserved. He definitely deserves all the hate. As a matter of fact, in my next video, I'm gonna find a way to hate on him on purpose. Just because of this, bro. Like I wasn't gonna mention him in my next video at all. My next video isn't even a Dragon Ball video. But just because of this, bro, I'm gonna hate on him in my next video on purpose. Matter of fact, I'm gonna write it down so I remember. Bucket could never get snuck like that. Never, bro. That could never be me. Never.